Good evening. Good evening. How y'all doing? Hey, Cuzzo, how you doing? I'm ready for our family turn up coming up here real soon. Hey, everyone. For some reason, it's not showing everybody that is on here. So say hello in the comment section. I would love to speak to everybody. Yeah, I can't wait to see you too. It's been a minute. I know I've been trying to get down there, but with flights being canceled and all that stuff, I haven't been able to do it. So I'm glad that you're able to drive up because I really didn't want to drive down. I hate driving. Yeah, we're gonna turn all the way up, cuz I can't wait. Can't wait. Hey Lillian, how you doing? Guys, thank you for watching. If you would please share, we're gonna start in just a few minutes. I'm gonna try to build this audience up a little bit. I would love for more than 6 people to be watching. So we're gonna have some good conversation tonight. We're gonna talk about what's your love language, which is a very, very good topic, by the way. So if you guys would please share, share, share. Please share this live, like it, comment. You guys are watching. Hey Nitra, how you doing? Please share this live. Also, there's some people on here that I hadn't had a chance to speak to for whatever reason is not let me know that you're watching. So if you're watching, just comment and say, hey, I would love to speak to you and see who's watching. And if you want to put in there where you calling from, well, I mean not calling, where you watching from, what city and state you're watching from, that would be great to know as well. I'm just trying to get a feel of my reach and my demographic. I try my best to do what I can each week to make this show better, and um, so I'm constantly trying to figure out certain things. Hey, Myra, how you doing? We're gonna start here in just a few minutes, maybe about 2 minutes, and then we're gonna start. We're gonna be talking about what is your love language tonight. Um, I'm actually pretty excited about this topic because love languages is a really, really important component to a relationship. It sets the tone of a relationship. And to be quite honest, is exactly what it is. It's a language. So it's a language that we have to learn. We have to learn a language for our partner so that they will be able to be loved in the way that we would be able to love them in the way that they need to be loved. Hey Bridget, how you doing? Hey Sharon, how you doing? It's so good to see you guys. If you would let me know where you guys are tuning in from. If you in Montgomery, put Montgomery. If you in Alaska, put Alaska. I would like to know where you guys are calling in from. We're gonna start in just a few minutes, probably like one more minute or so. We're gonna start, and before we do that, while I'm waiting on you guys to comment where you from, um, also we are streaming live tonight um, from YouTube as well. Um, on my YouTube page, which is What's Love TV Live. So we are live on Facebook and on YouTube right now. So I got Lillian from Montgomery. I got Jasmine. Hey Jasmine, how you doing? Jasmine has a show that she does. on, if I want to say YouTube and Facebook. Do you have a specific time that you come on, or is just whenever your mind get to turning you come on? Put that in the comment section, so people can go and check you out, Jasmine. I actually um ran across one of her lives that kind of caught my attention, and she was talking about relationships, and it was good. So we got Jasmine from Birmingham, Lillian from Montgomery, Angela from Orlando, Florida. That's my cousin, y'all. Bridget from Bay Minette, Alabama. Okay. Myra is from Auburn. Hey Rona. Hey Tamika. Yeah, send the link, or put the link in the comment section, Jasmine. I try to support everybody that I most possibly can support. It's enough people out here for everybody, and different people have different perspectives, so that's good. So put it in the comment section, and also you can go and check out Angela's group. She has a group on Facebook. She just provided the link where she does bedroom candy. So if you're trying to spice up your love life and spice up your bedroom, then you can go and get you some bedroom candy. Anybody else that's on here, Tamika is calling from, I mean, not calling, I keep saying calling. Tamika is watching from Dothan, Alabama. She's in Dothan. Um, but if you want to spice up your love life in the bedroom, go over to her page. Jasmine just put her link in there, her YouTube link. Um, it's called Life Changing, and she has some good content on there. I checked out a couple of her videos, and um, she joined my page in return, and she checks out my videos. So it's all about connections and all about building relationships. So if anybody else have any businesses or business websites or anything like that, feel free to put it in the comment section. I mean, I'm not impartial to that. We all trying to make a dollar, and we all trying to help each other. So that's what I'm all about. All right, so we're gonna go ahead and get started. Oh, also, guys, please remember to share, and please remember to go and like and subscribe and hit the notification button on my YouTube page. It's called What's Love TV Live. Um, and you also can go on podcast. I'm streaming on all podcast platforms, and you can go there and listen when you're riding in the car on your way to work or whatever. So we're gonna go ahead and get started. So welcome to What's Love with. Let me start over. I just changed the name of the show, so I'm kind of getting used to it. Welcome to What's Love with Jay. That's the name of the new show. What's love got to do with it is kind of phasing out. I am getting some new graphics and a logo and all that stuff created now. Should be ready next week. So I'm excited for that. But welcome to What's Love with Jay. And today we are going to be talking about what is your love language? What is your love language? Do anybody know what their love language is? If you know what your love language is, then um, put it in the comment box and let me know what your love language is. My primary love language is physical touch. I absolutely love physical touch. I love giving physical touch, and I love receiving physical touch as well. So that's my primary love language. Everybody has one primary love language um, where that gives them the most satisfaction in a relationship when they're in a loving relationship. So, uh, hey, Dr. B, how you doing? Dr. B calling it. I keep saying calling. Dr. B is watching from Selma, Alabama. She down there in the 2-9. Good to see you, Dr. B. Dr. B is a psychologist professor. And so she deals with the mind and mental health and all of that good stuff. So if you guys need any counseling services or anything like that, contact Sharika Braxton. That's Dr. B. Okay. So we're gonna go ahead and get started. So you may express affection to your significant other regularly. But do you truly take time to make sure you're communicating it the way your partner wants to receive it? That's important. Um, I said 2-9, didn't I? I meant 2-7. So that's very important. I'm gonna repeat that. Um, do you truly take time to make sure you're communicating that your partner's love language in the way that they want to receive it, not in the way that you would receive it? EU, what's going on, EU? Um, are you expressing it in the way that they want it to be expressed? Because I think what we mess up a lot of times is we tend to love from our love language. We tend to give the love language to our partner in the way that we want it. Your partner love language may be physical touch. Yours may be words of affirmation. So all of the little nice words and text messages and little notes written on the mirror to them may not get to them. But if you give them a massage at night or after a long day's work, you rub your partner's feet or something like that, that will get to them because it's personal touch that they're after, not words of affirmation. Okay. Even love can sometimes get lost in translation when two partners speak different love languages. The 5 love languages are 5 different ways of expressing and receiving love. Words of affirmation, quality time, receiving gifts, acts of service, and physical touch are the 5 love languages, okay? Not everyone communicates love in the same way. And likewise, people have different ways they prefer to receive love. The concept of love languages was developed by a guy named Gary Chapman. And he wrote a book that was a New York Times bestseller, that's called The 5 Love Languages, The Secrets to Love That Lasts. So that's where he described these 5 unique styles of communicating love, categories he distilled from his experience in marriage and counseling. All right, he has a PhD in marriage and counseling. Um, we all may relate to most of these languages, but each of us has one that speaks to us the most. Marriage and family therapist Sonny Motamedi, I get his name mixed up all the time, discovering you and your partner's primary love language and speaking that language regularly may create a better understanding of each other's needs and support each other's growth. Here is a overview of each of the 5 love languages. We're gonna go over that in a minute. But let's see. Inbox me. Okay. Let's see who else we got on here. EU making sure he telling everybody I was married to his daughter. Yeah, that's my ex father-in-law. I used to be married to his daughter EU, but we still good people. He's still a good guy. He know that I'm still a good guy, and he comes in and checks on me. He even texts me and check on me sometime. But yeah. So you guys write your what's your primary love language in the comment section. I like to know what you guys love language is. Like I said, my primary love language is physical touch. And if you can give me that, I'm pretty much good. It's not a whole lot of other things that I would complain about. Um, with as far as love language is concerned, um, of course, all of the other stuff, like I demand you to be, um, loyal, committed, things of that nature. But physical touch is very, very, very important to me. Let's see. Angela said, let's put that up. Angela said, my love language evolved after my 10-year bid. So people who are just watching, Angela, she's my cousin, and she watched the show every week. So people have gained to know her. But she was in a marriage for 10 years and it didn't work. And she called it her 10-year bid because she felt imprisoned in a lot of ways. So she called it her 10-year bid. But she said it's now words of affirmation, physical touch, acts of service, receiving gifts, and quality time. So I'm sure you're putting it in that order. Those are the words of affirmation would be your primary. So then it's physical touch for her, then acts of service, receiving gifts, and quality time. Sharika Braxton, Dr. B, said quality time. Jasmine said they're all great, but gifts is primary for me. Okay, cool. Ain't nothing wrong with that. I'm sure people probably. Let me ask you this, Jazz or Jasmine. I'm not gonna give you a nickname. Jasmine, do guys, being that your primary love language is gifts, do guys tend to um like think that you like, you know, a gold digger or something like that? Have you ever heard a guy say that because your primary love language is gifts? Because I think guys will uh like say for an example, if a woman's primary love language is physical touch, they always want to be around you, and quality time. Let's say it's physical touch or quality time. They always want to be around you. They always want to be with you. They don't want you to leave when it's time to go. They call that clingy, or 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 they call that needy. But what I've learned over the years with the love languages is not clingy or needy. Just like if Jasmine primary love language is gifts, that don't make her a gold digger. It's just that she feels like she's complete in a relationship, or she feels like that she's highly loved if the person that she's dating buy her gifts. That's just how she view it. Tamika said physical touch. So same question to you, Tamika. Do guys or relationships that you may have been in, do they get physical touch mixed up with you being clingy? Or you always want to be all over them? You don't get them their space. Have you ever heard that before? Angela said yes. So I'm going, while you guys are putting that comment in the comment box, I'm gonna describe words of affirmation, which is one of the 5 love languages. People with words of affirmation as a love language value verbal acknowledgments of affection, including frequent I love yous, compliments, words of appreciation, verbal encouragement, and often frequent digital communication like texting and social media engagement. Written and spoken shows of affection matters the most to these people. Couples use these expressions and it makes them feel understood and appreciated. So words of affirmation, like I said, that can be something like um, you writing a note to your woman or to your man, and telling them how proud of you're proud of them, or how much you love them, and how you're glad that they entered into your life. That fulfills a person that primary love language is words of affirmation. Jasmine said, yes, my really good guy friend used to call me a gold digger all the time, but that's just the way I feel most cared for. Absolutely, absolutely. When I started studying the 5 love languages, um, I've said in my mind before that, dang, she a gold digger, or dang, she she real needy or she real clingy, but it's not that. I mean, I'm not saying that every woman that loves gifts uh isn't a gold digger, because you do got women and men that are gold diggers. But what I'm saying is, if this person has pure intentions, have a pure heart, and have every intentions on being with you and you only, and that's one of their requirements, then that don't make them a gold digger, or that don't make them needy, or um wanting to have some type of malicious intent on being with you. So it really brought things full circle for me. Um, Lillian said, "This is something I haven't been able to determine." Okay, so Lillian, let me ask you. That's real good. That's real good, because I give you some advice. And I want you to reply back to me as I say these things. Um, what is it you have to figure out? What is it that you love the most? Okay, now another good way for you to be able to determine this, okay, because there's some science behind it, behind these love languages. You can go, just go to Google, okay, and type in the five love languages quiz. Okay, the five love languages quiz. You type that in, and the quiz will come up, and you'll take the quiz. I actually took my quiz this morning. I've taken it before, but I took another one this morning because I couldn't find the quiz that I took way some time ago, and it was actually the same. Um, and so you can go on there, and it'll ask you a series of questions. It probably took me about 5 or 10 minutes to do it this morning, and I already knew what mine was, but I wanted to just actually read the science behind it on my love language. So go and do that. It says, she said, I've read about them a lot. Find my language because I am all. You may be all of them, but you have one primary. Okay, you have one primary love language. Okay, so go and do that test, and that quiz, and it will tell you which one is your primary, and it even gives you percentages. Like my physical touch is 33% of who I am as far as relationships as it pertains to love. 33% of my feelings come from physical touch. Okay. Um, Jasmine said, correct. I don't accept just anyone's gift if I'm not into them like that. Okay, so basically what you're saying is you got certain people, if you're involved in a relationship or you're at a certain level of a relationship, to where you feel comfortable with taking gifts from them. You're just not taking gifts from anybody. I that's commendable, because you got some women that, shoot, they'll take whatever comes to them. You're like, thank you. I ain't asked you to give it to me. Appreciate it. You know. Um, Angela said, is probably all of it is probably too long to put on here, but I'm gonna read it. My primary language used to be gifts when I was in my 10-year bid. But now that I have a new marriage that I feel was rooted correctly, meaning put God first and family, I think having a real protector and provider that speaks to you on so many levels can change your love language. That's good. And I used to feel that gifts made me feel most cared for, but I realized that I was lacking in certain areas within me. Okay. Knowing that I don't have to stress or worry about anything and having inner peace has truly reshaped me entirely. Okay. So that's good. Um hey Shanita, how you doing? So good to see you, cuz. So that's good, because when she had one guy that she was married to, he was able to bring certain things to the table, or he was not able to bring certain things to the table. And God and family was one of the things that she was missing in the previous relationship. So when the new guy that she's with, that she's married to, was able to help her see that God and family was important, she was and that he would be a real protector and provider for her, then she was able to see that gifts ain't my thing. Because see, she thought that gifts probably was her thing in the previous marriage because that was something that she probably didn't get often. And I may be wrong. I'm just going by what you said, cuz um so so being that she didn't get that often, when she did get it, it brought her great joy. And so she had the sense of fulfillment because she didn't get that often. But now that uh being protected and being provided and getting gifts and things like that is of the norm, is a part of her new norm, then her perspective on love languages changed. It changed. So she was able to tap into um something else. She was able to tap into another form of a love language. So that's good. That's good. She said yes, or I had to buy my own. Yeah, I mean, I'm not saying women should never buy nothing of their own, but it just sometimes feels better when it's coming from somebody that loves you, or somebody can show appreciation to you. So everybody else that's watching, the guys, people that are just starting to watch, you are watching What's Love with Jay. And if you wanted to go and follow me, you can go and follow me on Facebook by typing in Jamar Stanford, YouTube, What's Love TV Live, or you can go and like my podcast page. I'm streaming on all podcast platforms. If you just type in my name and What's Love, I should come up. If you can't find me on any podcasting platforms, then hit me up in my inbox and let me know. Also, if there is any questions or comments that you may have, and if you have any questions or comments that you may have that you don't want to place in the comments, then you can hit me up in my inbox, and I would love to answer and indulge those questions or comments. So please go there. But we're talking about tonight. We're talking about what is your love language. What's your love language? So we're talking about your your primary love language. Everybody have one primary love language. So if you don't know what that is, then you can go to Google and you can type in the 5 love language quiz, and then a quiz will pop up, and you can go and take that quiz, and you'll be able to learn your primary love language. Jessa, hey Jessa, that's my old coworker buddy, man. I miss you. You said what's love got to do with it? You said you loved what's love got to do with it, huh? Yeah, I changed the name because in branding and marketing, it was just too long. 7 words was just way too long, so I had to kind of cut it down a little bit, and we came up with what's love with Jay. So just 4 words, and it's much better for marketing and stuff like that. So we're gonna keep moving it up right on along. I'm gonna talk about the next love language, which is quality time. Okay, people who love language is quality time feel the most adored when their partner actively wants to spend time with them and is always down to hang out. They particularly love when active listening, eye contact, and full presence are prioritized, which is a hallmark in a relationship. Let me say this right here. We have a bad habit, men, women, indifferent. We have a really bad habit of doing this right here. Yeah, go ahead. I'm listening. Yeah, I'm listening. Go ahead. We got these phones in our face, and we saying that we listening, but we missing out on clues, of what our partner is saying. We missing out on all types of stuff, and then we're not giving that our partner our full attention. We have to learn how to put these phones down for a little while and just tend to our partner, especially if they love language is quality time. Because what's going to end up happening is if they love language is quality time, they're going to think that you're ignoring them. And if y'all don't live together, they're going to get up and they're going to go home. Or if y'all do live together, they just going to stop talking, and then that could bring a whole lot of chaos in the relationship. So you want to make sure that that's why it's very important for you to know your partner's love language and you love them out of their love language. You don't love them out of your love language because your love language may be different from theirs. And a lot of times it probably is going to be different from there. So you have to learn how to, it's a language. You have to learn their language. They have to love your language. And it's going to benefit both parties at the end of the day, because I'm going to get all the fulfillment that I need. You're going to get all the fulfillment that you need. And that way, when side chatter talk, other guys or other girls talking in their ear, try to give them their love language, they're gonna ignore it because they're gonna be like, I already get that from the house. You know what I'm saying? Hey Shay Shay, how you doing? Thanks for watching. So you guys please share if you guys are still watching. Hey Nikita, how you doing? Good to see you. Or good to see that you're watching. I can't see you. So um This love language is all about giving your undivided attention to that special one person without the distraction of television, phone screens, or any other outside interference. They have a strong desire to actively spend time with their significant other, having meaningful conversations or sharing recreational activities. Okay. So it's also good to go out and do things together. Go to the go-kart place or go to the shoe range or do some things where you guys can actually interact with each other and participate in things, especially like let's say for an example, if your partner love language is quality time and yours is physical touch, then see, I try to use stuff to my advantage. So if her love language is quality time, we're going out somewhere together, so we're spending quality time. So I'm fulfilling her love language, but I love physical touch. So okay, I'll take her to play pool. I may take her to a pool hall. She don't know how to play pool, so I get to teach her how to play pool because I'm good at pool, and so I can wrap my arms around her and say shoot the ball like this. So you have to think of ways where um you can cater to her love language, but in turn you're gonna get what you want as far as your love language is concerned. So you just kind of have to be mindful of those things, and you kind of have to get creative, and doing things like that. Shay Shay said, "My love language is listening, and let me know you listening. Also, show me you listening." Okay, so quality time would be your love language because quality time takes a lot of correspondence, a lot of talking to each other, and no distractions, no phone, no TV, whatever, just sit down, talking to each other. So yours would be quality time. And then Shay also said, right, because I'm missing out on love language, a lot of love language. So what I would say for my advice to you, Shay Shay, would be sit down with your partner and give him the love language quiz. You go on Google and you type in the 5 love language quiz. It'll pop up. Both of you guys take it. Take the quiz because there's science behind it. It tells you the percentage of each love language that is inside of you according to how you answer these series of questions. So it's a quick assessment, take about 5 or 10 minutes, and then you can sit down with your partner and you say, hey, okay, your love language is personal touch, and then your love language may be gifts, just an example. And your partner can read your love language and you read their love language, and you guys start working from each other's love language. Because a lot of times, like I was saying earlier, I know you just started watching, but I was just saying earlier that where we kind of mess up at is we love from our love language. So if yours is quality time, you may think that his is quality time. His may not be quality time. His may be words of affirmation. So that, I mean, you may need to build him up and support him. Hey, Diamond Dollars, how you doing? Thanks for watching. So you just have to learn each other's love language, and don't operate your relationship from your love language. You give him what he needs, and in turn, he will give you what you need. Okay. Um, Next one is acts of service. Acts of service. If your love language is acts of service, you value when your partner goes out of their way to make your life easier. It's things like bringing you soup when you're sick, making your coffee for you in the morning, or picking up your dry cleaning for you when you had a busy day at work. Um, so you know those are acts of service. Okay, this love language is for people who believe that action speaks louder than words. Okay, unlike those who prefer to hear how much they're cared for, people on this list like to be shown how they're appreciated. That's good. Okay, they you can show them how much you care for them all day long, but they want you to show them how much they are appreciated by you doing things for them, helping making their load lighter. If you know that, if men, because we good for this right here, men, if there's a load of clothes in the dryer, take them out the dryer and go ahead and fold them. You know what I'm saying? If you get off work early and she's still at work, you know, go ahead and fold the clothes. Or if she goes to work, um, if you go to work later than her by any chance, um, go and ask her, baby, you planning on cooking tonight? Yeah, I plan on cooking some. You want me to take some meat out? You want me to take this out, or you want me to run to the store real quick before I go to work and pick up this, that we may not have? you know just anything to make that load lighter. I'm specifically talking to the men, because women, they go to work, they work 8 hours, they get off work, they may have a side hustle. They may do hair, or they may make arts and crafts or whatever. So they come home and then they have to do that. Then they got to figure out what dinner is. Then they got to help the kids with the homework. Then they got to get the kids ready for bed. Then they got to go in there and take their makeup off and put their bonnet on and get in the shower, and they got the lotion down for 3 hours and do a facial and put that steam stuff in front of their face and all that stuff that women be having to do that men don't do. By the time they get ready to go to bed, it's 10 or 11 o'clock. You know what I'm saying? So anything that you can do to make their life a little easier, something simple as folding a load of clothes. You know what I'm saying? Put dinner on. I ain't saying you gotta do it every day, but if you know that your woman has a busy day, because y'all gonna communicate throughout the day, try to do something that help ease her day. If she don't like pumping gas, go pump her gas for her when she get low on gas. You know, um, Put the kids in the tub or start helping with their homework, or whatever, because we good for going to work, coming home, take a shower, get in the bed, cut on ESPN. Or some men play the dang on game, which I don't even understand that, but that's a whole nother story. That's a whole nother show. Um, you know, or just thumb through their phone, scrolling Facebook, get on YouTube, look up some sports, whatever, you know what I'm saying? So, just help your woman out a little bit. And women, women can tend to and I'm not a woman, but I'm just speaking from experience, you know what I'm saying? I'm speaking from experience, you know. Go and help that man, ease his day. He may work 12 hours, 7 days a week, so, you know, have his dinner ready, or at least if you ain't gonna cook that night, at least have some from the restaurant, in the microwave ready for him when he come home, or, just nice things like that will go a long way if their love language is acts of service. Okay. Gifts. Gifts is a pretty straightforward love language, which it is. You love when people give you visual symbols of love. Um, it's not about the monetary value, but the symbolic thought behind it. People with this style recognize and value the gift giving process, the careful reflection, the deliberate choosing of the object to represent the relationship, and the emotional benefit from receiving the present. People whose love language is receiving gifts enjoy being gifted something that is both physical and meaningful. The key is to give meaningful things that matter to them and reflect their values, not necessarily yours. Okay, so don't go giving them something that um don't go giving them something they that you like. Get them something that you know that they would enjoy. And it doesn't have to have a big monetary value on it. It can be something like you said, as simple as, you know, something real simple. If you go out of town, let's say you go out of town on a business trip or something like that, and then you come back, and let's say you went to Dallas, Texas or something. Bring them back something they can put on the refrigerator that say Dallas, Texas. Bring them back a keychain that say Dallas, Texas, or Dallas Cowboys or whatever. Bring them something, you know, that doesn't, it don't necessarily have to have a high monetary value, but just the fact that when you was walking through that airport, you thought about me and you bought me something back. It's the thought that counts. You ain't got to go and buy a Brahmin every time you think it's time for you to get them a gift, or go and buy Louis Vuitton or um uh, Christian Dior or whatever, some expensive stuff all the time. I mean, I'm sure they would appreciate those gifts, but don't go broke trying to make them happy, because a lot of times if they really and genuinely love you, it's the thought behind it. That's the key to it. It say the key is to give meaningful things that matter to them and reflect their values, not necessarily yours. Okay. Um, so make sure that if you're dealing with a person that their primary love language is gifts, then you be mindful and you get them things that you know that they would like. Because one thing I've learned about a woman is that a woman is going to tell you the things that they like. You may be talking to them when they in the car or whenever they inside of a store, and then they say, "Oh, I like this," or "I always wanted to uh, get one of these," or "I wanted to do this," or "I wanted to do that." You pin that up in your mind, and then when the time is appropriate, you go and you get those things, because a lot of times it's probably not really expensive stuff. Maybe something you can get for under $100, just to show that you appreciate them. Um, So guys that's just watching, I know some new people just came on. So hello to you guys. Hey Sharon. Good to see you. Some people that just watching. This is What's Love with Jay. I am your host, Jay, and we're talking about um what is your love language, and we've been discussing the five love languages, which is acts of service, quality time, words of affirmation, gifts, and physical touch. Okay. And we went over gifts, and we went over uh quality time and words of, and acts of service, and we went over words of affirmation. And so now we are going to move to physical touch. I say my favorite one for last. And if you're just starting to watch, if you want to put in the, if, I would love if you would put in the comment section your primary love language. Science says that everyone has one primary love language. So if you know your primary love language, put your primary love language in. And if you don't know your love language at all, then you can go and Google the five love languages quiz, and it'll pop up, and you can go and you can take the quiz. It takes about 5 or 10 minutes. Especially if you are a single person, if you're single, it's important for you to know your love language, because you can, whenever you start dating someone, you can tell that person that you're dating um, your love language and how you want to be loved. It is a very, very, very vital piece to a relationship, I think. It's a great way to communicate. I think that it will keep down a lot of confusion. It'll keep down a lot of insecurities that you may have in a relationship, because because what it does, it brings completeness and wholeness in the relationship when you're being properly loved through your primary love language. Hey Latisse, how you doing? Thanks for watching. So the five love languages is very, very, very important. Because another reason is because you can also go and love someone according to their love language as well. Okay. So Kalunji said these are his love languages. He put quality time, acts of service, receiving gifts, words of affirmation, and physical touch, in that order. Those are his five love languages. So his primary is quality time. And Kalunji, I'm glad that you're watching, man. Tell me, because I want to get another male's perspective. With your primary love language being quality time, and have you ever dated a woman and they've said to you, dang, you want to see me all the time, you so needy, or they may say you're clingy, or you always want to be around them all the time. Have you ever heard a woman complain about that? um Took mine a while ago, did it twice. I think it's good to check in on yourself a bit. Absolutely. Answer that question for me too, Kalunji. Have you ever heard a woman say that? I want to know. I want to hear it from another male perspective, because with mine being physical touch, um I've had women to tell me, dang, you always want to have sex, or dang, you always want to be touching on me and feeling on me. Hey, that's just me. That's my primary love language, physical touch. At first, I didn't understand it. I was like, I would think, dang, well, why you don't never want that show that I'm showing you that I love you, but I had to learn that that's not that person love language. So what I had to learn was they have to be receptive to my love language, and I have to be receptive to theirs. It's not one-sided, you know. So you kind of learn. While we're waiting on Kalunji to answer that question, I'm gonna move on to. Oh well, he just answered it. He said, "Nah." Um, he said, "Nah." I think for me, because time for me is so valuable. I enjoy that time. It means more, I think. Okay, so basically what you're saying is that you never heard that because you're busy doing several different things where you may not be able to really put a whole lot of physical time. I mean quality time, but when you do, you try to enjoy it and it's valuable because you don't get a chance to do it like a whole lot. So you really don't. I'm assuming that you're saying you don't really give the woman a chance to say that because you're busy doing other things. Um, Kalunji, also put your show because Kalunji has a show as well, and it's called Under the Influence, and they air on Saturdays. I think it's 2 Saturdays out of the month. Um, so Kalunji, if you would put your link to your show as well, because I want people to watch it. We support each other. Kalunji is a long time friend of mine. And I actually met Kalunji doing media stuff years ago. Um, and that's how we met, and we've been friends ever since. And we rub shoulders quite often here in the city. And so put your Under the Influence link up there, Kalunji, if you have it handy. So I like people to go and look at that because he does things that are surrounding arts and culture. That's backed by his organization called 21 Dreams Arts and Creative. So go check him out as well. Um, all right, so physical touch. People with touch as their love language feel loved when they receive physical touch, when they receive physical signs of affection, including kissing, holding hands, cuddling on the couch, and sex. Physical intimacy and touch can be incredibly affirming and serve as a powerful emotional connector for people with this love language. The roots go back to our childhood. Some people only felt deep affection and love by their parents when they were held, kissed, or touched. And don't take the word touched in like a negative connotation. They're just talking about, hey, come and give me a hug. I love you, son. Or I love you, daughter, or whatever like that. People who communicate their appreciation through this language, when they consent to it, feels appreciated when they are hugged, kissed, or cuddled. They value the feeling of warmth and comfort that comes with physical touch. All right. So, me personally, I've learned to feed my partner uh, um, their love language all throughout the day. Um, Hey Kiara Savage, how you doing? Thanks for watching. Um, I feed my partner their love language all day long. That's what I try to do because I know that my love language is physical touch. So when you come home, and I'm gonna try to do everything that I can to feed to your love language, whatever your love language is, all throughout the day. Because at night I want physical touch. That's just me. So when we get ready to lay down, I want to been a filled up your love tank all day to where even if you might be tired, you might just go ahead and do it. I'm not saying every night. I'm just saying, you know, um, I because that's my love language. That's how I love. So, um, guys and ladies, that may be a good thing to do. You got to use it to your advantage. You give your love language out, cater to your partner's love language all day until that time comes where it's time for him to give it to you or she give it to you. And then you can kind of go from there with the love language. Okay. Um, let's see. All links, including Facebook, is here. All right. So Kalonji put his link to his show in there. Lillian gave a smiley face. Yeah, so you can identify with me, Lillian, on that. Because I try to use whatever I can to my advantage because I know relationships is about give and take. That's what we have to understand. I think a lot of us, what we do is we think that a relationship is all about getting, reaping the benefit, but we have to give and we have to take in a relationship. Um, you know, it's that's how a relationship works. You know what I'm saying? It's almost like currency. It's almost like the exchange of money. You exchange your work and your labor for money. you know and same thing with a relationship. So you give and you take. So it's what we have to learn how to do in relationships is we have to learn how to give a lot, so when it's time for us to take, it's not an issue. Is not an issue at all. We give in a relationship, and then when we want to take, when it's time for us to pick something up off the table and take it for ourselves, is no issue because we've given so much. And I think we go wrong in relationships when we always expecting to get. We're always expecting that person to give to us, and then we don't give anything. That's when the relationship starts to break down, and it starts to become toxic, and it starts to become, you start to have narcissistic behavior, which means that you're a self-centered person. You start to have that type of mindset, especially if you get with a partner that allows it for a time frame. You'll tend to get comfortable in getting, and that person is not getting anything in return, and they allow it to happen. They don't speak up. Then one day they just blow up, and you like, what the heck just happened? You wondering why they blew up, and it's because they've been giving, and haven't been getting anything in return. Lillian said, "Yes, sir. I remember that when I found my primary love language, and when I get a partner or get into a dating relationship. Yeah, absolutely. Um, you definitely, when you're in a relationship, you see certain things about yourself. But when you're not in a relationship, you should really, really see who you are and see what you like and what you don't like, because that's the time where you need to do a lot of self-reflection, and you need to do a lot of self-healing, so that when you get into another relationship, you're mentally prepared and you're mentally capable of handling certain situations that may arise in a relationship. So guys, that's our show. We're at 8 o'clock. I thank you guys for watching. We come on every Monday at 7 o'clock, same place, same time. If you are not a friend of mine on Facebook, then go to Jamar Stanford and ask to be my friend, and I will accept. I have maybe like, I don't know, 2,000 or maybe 1,500 more people. Um, let's see. Kalunja said something. Um, Same, bro. Although mine is last, which is interesting, I tend to find more value in the others. I think maybe because I know as a man, we can operate separately from the physical. Oh, that's good. I know that I can be physical with someone and know equal, e- know equal that to know. Hold on, I think you had a typo, or maybe I'm reading it wrong. With someone, and no one can equate that to how much I love them. That's what he's trying to say. Okay, yeah, that's true, man. Um, I was talking to somebody earlier today, and I was. It's funny you say that, Kalanja, because I was talking to somebody earlier today, and I was saying when a man gives you all of them, like every piece of them, because there's not a lot of men out there that would give you every ounce of them. When a man do that, that can be good or that can be bad. It can be good because the woman is going to be able to get all of the elements of love that she can get out of a person. But it can be bad when that man don't get or feel like he's getting the same thing in return. So a lot of times, man, you know, we giving, and we don't get it in return. It can really put the man in a bad spot emotionally and mentally, because we're giving you something that we hadn't given anybody, or we're so vulnerable, and so out of ourself, and we make it all about you, that we end up getting robbed in the end. So you definitely have to have somebody in your corner that is willing to um give same that same energy, you know, of love. So man, that was good. What a way to end! What a way to end tonight's show, guys. I thank you guys for watching. Please go, like I was saying before, go and like my Facebook page. Also go on YouTube. We are actually streaming live on YouTube. So hello to my YouTube viewers. What's Love TV Live? You can go and subscribe and hit the notification button on my YouTube page. Like I said, it's What's Love TV Live. You also can go and find me on all podcast platforms by typing in Jamar Stanford, What's Love. It'll come up. You should be able to find me there. And we'll see you guys next week. Same